If you tried to boost nitric oxide and didn't notice much change, you're not alone. Most people assume the solution is to try harder or take more, but usually the problem isn't effort. It's supporting the wrong system or accidentally blocking the right one. After 40, the way your body makes nitric oxide starts to shift. Today I'll walk you through the 3 most common mistakes I see and how to think about correcting them. The first mistake is relying only on arginine-based supplements. Many products focus on L-arginine and L-citrulline. These work through a system in your blood vessels that help convert arginine into nitric oxide. The issue is that the system can become less efficient with age, especially if someone has insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, or high oxidative stress. That's why younger people sometimes feel a boost. Many adults over 40 feel little or nothing. There's another way your body makes nitric oxide. It comes from nitrates in foods and leafy greens and beets. Those nitrates are converted in your mouth by certain bacteria, then turned into nitric oxide in the body. This food-based pathway does not rely on the same enzyme system that tends to slow down with age. If you focus only on arginine supplements and ignore the food pathway, you may be missing that part that still works well later in life. The second mistake is unintentionally wiping out the bacteria that help you produce nitric oxide from food. Certain bacteria in the mouth does not work efficiently. Strong antiseptic mouthwashes, especially prescription ones like chlorhexidine, can reduce those beneficial bacteria. Research suggests that frequent long-term use may reduce how efficiently nitrates are converted, be associated with modest increase in blood pressure, reduce some of the benefit of nitrate-rich foods. This does not mean stop brushing or flossing. It means avoid using strong antimicrobial mouthwash daily unless your dentist recommends it short term. If you eat the right foods but disrupt the bacteria that process them, the system cannot function properly. The third mistake is assuming that higher nitric oxide levels are always better. Nitric oxide is not a vitamin, it is a signaling molecule. That means balance matters. Too little nitric oxide can impair blood vessel function, but in certain health conditions, very high levels can interfere with normal cellular signaling. This is especially important if you take blood pressure or heart medications. Nitric oxide supporting strategies may add to the effect of those drugs and should be discussed with a clinician. The goal isn't to push levels as high as possible. The goal is steady, appropriate signaling. A more practical way to approach nitric oxide looks like this. Prioritize nitrate-rich whole foods like leafy greens and beets. Protect your oral microbiome. Treat supplements as secondary tools, not the foundation. Exercise regularly since movement naturally stimulates nitric oxide release. Focus on daily habits rather than aggressive short-term strategies. Nitric oxide responds best to consistency. If you have cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, or take prescription medications, talk with your clinician before making changes. Nitric oxide affects blood vessel function. That's why it matters and why it should be approached thoughtfully. This content is educational and is not a substitute for medical care. Nitric oxide is just one part of your vascular system changes after 40. It's not a cure, it's not a shortcut, but it is a system worth understanding. In future videos, we'll look at other biological systems that shift with age and what evidence suggests may help maintain function. If you value clear explanations without hype, subscribe. I'll keep these focused and practical.